I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud.
Hi, I'm Elena, and this is my first YouTube channel and my first video. This channel will be all about books, and I'm so excited about this because I'm a new booktuber. I've just gotten into books, and I really love reading. So let's get started. Today will be a book recommendation on Divergent. And I decided to make a recommendation on this book today because I know this book is kind of old. I mean, it's not old, but everyone knows about it, right? Everyone. If you're watching this video, you know about this book. It's like you know about it. Okay. Anyway, I decided to make it on this book, my first recommendation on this book, because this is what got me into reading again. Before I read this book, I had not read a book in like 2 years. Two years. I don't know. Yeah, let's get started. This book was amazing. I loved the characters, the character development, the world development, everything. I loved it. I loved the dystopian thing, and I honestly, I totally respect everyone's opinion. But if you are judging this book on Hunger Games, it's so much different. It's so much different, and you should really give it a chance. And that is it for the non-spoiler section. Not much to go on, but if you, like I said, if you are watching this video, you've either heard of this book or read it. So, and I'm sure the majority of us have read it. So, I'm going into the spoiler section, so I don't want to spoil you. And so, seriously, don't be spoiled on this book because there's so many great surprises and, leave now. You gone? Okay, good. And we're going to talk about this book, right? Okay. I don't know. I read this kind of a long time ago because it was my first book. But I can still remember most of it, so I'm just going to tell you guys what I thought. I thought this book was amazing. I thought it was amazing. And I loved the world. I loved how it was... Okay, so basically, Tris is the main character. I loved the first scene. It was intriguing how she was in front of the mirror and it was kind of like a prologue, and the mother was cutting her hair and they can't look in the mirror. Everything in abnegation is like it's considered selfish. Like they can't eat certain foods. They can't even look in the mirror. They always have to think about others. And Tris is abnegation. But today, when people turn 16, everyone goes into this kind of thing. Simulations? It's basically a test where they test what you're going to be. You choose, but you can only be one thing. And there is, I can't name everything off the top of my head, but Candor, Dauntless, of course. Abdication. I don't know. But there are all these, like, 7, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 7 things of these choices and Tris goes into the simulation. It's basically just like what they're kind of advising you what to be. But when she takes the test, not Maggie Q, that's the actor. Tori's like, you're divergent. You are nothing. Like, you can be anything. And that is where the book title came from, if you didn't catch on yet. Because it's called Divergent, and she's divergent. And so we meet a bunch of these divergent characters, including Tobias, who is known as 4 at first. And Obviously, we know that they're making a movie, and I'm so excited. March 21st. I'm so excited. So I can't wait to see that. I'm sure all of you guys are going to see it too. So, yeah, she meets Tobias when she chooses Dauntless because she just doesn't want to be stuck in abnegation her whole life, and she wants the action. And so she chooses Dauntless, and her brother chooses Erudite. And Dauntless are crazy. Their test is to go on a train and jump off onto a building. Jump off a train, a moving train, onto a building. And then they have to jump off the building. So Tris is kind of known in the beginning as the first who jumped. And she was in abnegation. Nobody thought she would do it, but she was the first person to jump off the building. And that is when we meet Tobias. She grabbed his hand to get herself out of the net, and everyone applauded, and it was kind of love at first sight. I mean, I felt like it was like that for Tobias. Tris was kind of just like, okay, get me out of here. But yeah, so I kind of thought. And then their love starts to grow through training, and then they go into Tobias's fear landscape, and that was one of my favorite scenes in the fear landscape because she was kind of, I felt like, looking into Tobias's soul. That sounds so cheesy, but it kind of was like that. She was seeing inside of his mind, his fears, and it makes, like, her seeing that makes us see him more. And I thought that character development was just amazing. I thought Veronica Roth just did that beautifully. And we see his vulnerable side, like with, I always get his name wrong. I keep thinking he's Malcolm. His dad, Matthew? Either one of those, maybe. Well, when we see that, it kind of makes us see the vulnerable side of Tobias, and I really like that. And what else happened? We meet Janine, who is the mean person, basically the antagonist in Divergent. And hate Janine. God, she's just such a bitch. So I know I missed a lot. Oh, and Caleb. When I read that, I was just like, no, stop, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to Tris, who is me. Okay. And I hate it when Tobias and Tris fight, and Insurgent is just like never ending fighting. And I'm just like, stop. And the end scene where her father dies, and I just blame Caleb for everything. Book. I just blame Caleb for everything, okay? I'm sorry, but I do. And I know that Caleb gets better in Allegiant, but just no. Stop. Okay. Can we just have a moment of silence for Allegiant, please? Okay, that was probably the... Yeah, that was probably the sad. That book, I mean, I don't blame the author for writing that ending of the trilogy, but can they please change the movie? Oh. Okay. Anyway, that concludes my book recommendations. So yeah. Tell me what you thought about the book, Divergent, and tell me other books. Book talk on.
In a torn up town.
Bye.
No postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care.